I'm Charles Cummings. I'm the director of the St. Louis Hope Lodge here in St. Louis. It was a pleasure getting to know Roy back in 2007 when I was here. Roy would always come in with an enthusiastic joy, letting us know that he was in the building. He would come down the corridor saying, "Hey, do you all need any trash bags?" And we would always say, "Sure." And Stephanie would explain the size to him. But I would always say to him, "Well, Roy, you can bring me a steak back if you want to." And he would, without fail, just simply say, "What size you want?" And I would tell him, and when we would see each other again, that was always our opening comment. "Where's my steak?" And he said, "I just left it. Charlie, I meant to bring it to you." So his joy in life made you feel like you were welcome to work here. You were glad to work here. And so whenever he would show up, it was almost as if he belonged here because that's the way he would come in, not as a visitor. This is my place while I'm away from home. So it was always a joy to be around Roy, his family, his wife, Stacy, his sister. And during the last year, I met his daughters, and they were just so wonderful. It was almost like we were all part of one family.
Hello, I'm Kathy Fritz, and I'm the lead staff for the Champions of Hope Gala. And I had the pleasure of meeting Roy and Stacy through the gala. They were chosen as our mission speaker regarding the Hope Lodge, but they became so much more than just a mission speaker. They led us into their lives and to really share their story. And Roy became my why of why we do what we do. And I think so often we'd spend time with Roy and we'd come back as a staff and we're like, gosh, he's so passionate and inspirational. So we would all just talk and we're like, this is why we fight. This is why, we're all engaged in our mission to fight cancer. But through the gala process, we created a video of Roy and Stacy. It's a beautiful video, but just wanted to share a few moments that kind of caught my eye through the process. The first was just Roy and Stacy and their marriage. They would laugh and joke, and Roy would always say, "No, Stacy's the boss," so I knew who to go to. And just the casual hand holding that we'd always see, just to have that support staff through the journey. And when we were producing the video, I got to be the interviewer, and we would interview Roy and Stacy separately, so they shared different stories about each other. And Stacy said, Roy would never tell you this, but secretly, he likes to go, when we have to go back to St. Louis, to the lodge, because that's his opportunity to share hope and spirituality with all the other cancer patients. So that story really touched my heart because Roy had a secret mission when he came to the Hope Lodge, and we have no idea how big of an impact he made on hundreds of cancer patients that stayed with him at the lodge. My second probably favorite memory was at the actual gala. Roy and his family were out there on the dance floor cutting the rug, and they all looked beautiful. And just to see this family together, happy and celebrating, it was a beautiful moment. And then after the gala, about a week later, Roy sent us an email that I would like to share with everyone. In his typical fashion, you can hear Roy talking this way, but he said, "Great report from the doctor. My cancer markers went down again, and we'll do another chemotherapy round to assess next CT scan. I come back in 3 weeks and will turn to my home, the Hope Lodge. I cannot thank you enough for the past few months and the privilege to be a part of this gala experience. A father dreams of giving his girls a magical night. You guys have allowed that to happen. You do not know what that does to my spirit. I want you to know any way I can assist in any fashion, please let me know. I love to tell our story of the American Cancer Society to all that will hear. My dream is to see the reality of a beautiful new Hope Lodge in St. Louis. followed by closing it down because we have beaten cancer. I have only one thing left to say. I love you guys. I actually have this email hanging in my office. His message is so powerful and everlasting. My love and prayers and gratitude go out to Roy and his family. Thank you for sharing his story. His story will continue to live on. The American Cancer Society is a very impactful organization, and we will use his story to fuel our personal work and our story.
And I would like to add this, is that the word eulogy actually means speak well of. And there is nothing we can say but that Roy left an impact on our lives. One scripture says about medicine is like a medicine, laughter is like a medicine. And that's what Roy insisted upon. You laughed. Anytime, it did not matter what was going on. And in the last days, he had an issue with his leg and he was in so much pain, but he came down and he cut a joke. Even while his leg was agonizing, he would always leave you with laughter. And so that's what I remember most. And whenever I think of Roy, I think of laughter. It was a pleasure.